Well, I mean, all of their oh, I see this or that, and they're gonna justify it off of a predictive model, and still there's something more foundational or something more presuppositional to like why predictive models actually are indicative of truth, right? But they'll never like get to that point. Wait, why is Nyclot muted?
Because I muted him because he's a troll.
I think he's just autistic. I've had conversations with him. He's okay.
No, this is the same nine clot I've dealt with. He's trolled on many occasions.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Well, I've had some good conversations with him
80's
about
gay.
like idealism. Yeah, he
Well,
is gay.
you
He's a
need
sexual sadist.
you
Yeah,
need
he's
to
perverted.
understand that there are trolls. They don't troll 100% of the time. They turn it on and off when it suits them.
I would be interested to hear a conversation between you two, though. Like,
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. He blew many opportunities to conduct himself like an adult.
yeah, sad. What about Mr. Batman? You said he was a troll too. I've had good
Yeah,
conversations with him.
yeah. Well, he's also a nutbag.
Well, he might be a little bit crazy, but he gets some things right, right?
Well, a broken clock is right twice a day.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Hey, where did Nightclad just go?
I don't know, but he DM'd me. I never troll. I
Good,
did not
good
troll him.
riddance.
He's a liar.
Tell him to come back.
See,
Tell him to
he's
come back
lying.
and come to
He's
Discord
lying.
server.
He's lying about that. He has a long history of trolling me. These people are scum. They're pathological liars.
Yeah, Nightclad is psycho. He said he wanted to rape me and stuff. It's pretty weird.
You
Yeah,
said you said you wanted to kill him and his whole family.
Well,
Wow.
anyway, enough of
Well,
that.
yeah, enough of that.
And you
Okay, I
gave
don't.
him your father's address.
The Bible
so
says to keep your mind. Yeah, the Bible says to keep your mind on the things of
Greg,
above. You know.
I
Yes.
typed into Atheist Helpline /lock space Nightclot, and it didn't work. It says you're not the owner of this channel.
What? All right. Let me. I think it's at Nightclot. /lock at
okay.
Nightclot.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Darth, you don't care if I stream, right? You don't mind?
No.
Okay, good. Cause I like you. You have good content. You're good. So.
All right, I'm bored. Darth, I'm an atheist. Maybe believe in God.
All right, it worked. Yeah, it worked.
do
If
it.
you there's not a confirmation like on PNR, but if you look at Nightclot's profile in the Coliseum chat, M-Atheist Helpline, so he's out. Cool.
Okay, gotcha.
We should make a confirmation. That'll be on the to-do list. Let me know if I can do anything to help.
Okie dokie, thank you. Yeah, inevitably, when you do a biblical presuppositional analysis of the atheist cliches and slogans, at a certain point they realize they've completely lost, and then they go into full-blown trolling and bickering mode. It never fails.
So, Tylenol, you said you're an atheist?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm bored now. Fuck it. I'm an
Okay.
atheist.
Why?
I believe in God. I don't believe in God.
That's not an explanation.
Oh, you want to know that part? Oh, yeah.
Why is it the case that God?
exists because I don't
Because
believe. I don't believe in the text. I don't really think I need to believe in them to begin with. I can have all the metaphysics of a Christian.
how old are you?
20.
Okay, if you're a young man old enough to serve in your country and fight war, you have to give a better substantive answer than that than a 13-year-old would give.
Okay.
Saying I'm an atheist because I don't believe in God is not an answer to the question. It's just simply the definition.
Well, I said I don't believe in the text.
We did mention that. Okay, God does not exist because.
Well, beating her wife wasn't a good idea, dude.
Okay, yeah, stop with the slander. Okay,
Oh god.
moron.
That person's blocked.
Yeah, you're gonna be locked out now.
Well, that's what happens. Satan tries to do that. So
Yeah, get out of here, Satan.
distractions, you know.
Sure.
You gonna answer the question, Darth asked you Tylenol, or are you just gonna?
He's locking the X person out.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we're done. Okay, so how did you decide that there is no creator?
First of all, I don't see anything that makes me want to believe. I'm not
Okay,
convinced.
let me just warn you. I don't know if you're familiar with me. I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years. I've heard just about every possible line of reasoning. Okay.
Mhm. So how would you respond to that then?
So God doesn't exist because you have a mental state whereupon you don't have a reason to positively believe in God. That's a non sequitur. It's also a appeal to ignorance fallacy.
How so?
Okay. There's two possible worlds. There's the God world, the not God world. When you say you don't believe in God, you are advancing that the not God world is true. So you are asserting that the proposition, the not God world is true, A, because the negation of it, not A, is without reason. That is a classical case of an appeal to ignorance fallacy.
Well, I could also say that I don't believe one of the planets exists, but they still do. Doesn't need evidence.
Okay, you're not understanding. Okay.
Okay.
If you advance that a proposition A is true solely on the grounds that its negation, not A, is without a reason, that is an appeal to ignorance fallacy.
Well, you can't prove a negative, can you?
Of course you can.
No, you can't.
That's a negative. Saying you can't. That's a negative in itself.
Okay, listen. Let me explain something to you. All positive statements can be formulated as negatives.
Sure.
So if you can't demonstrate a negative, then you can't make positive statements.
So then, do me a favor and demonstrate.
Stop. Do you realize how you just made a mistake?
Yeah, I do, but I want you to go back on what you're saying.
Okay.
Do me a favor and prove a negative for me then.
Prove a negative?
Mhm.
There are no midgets in the United States Senate.
How do you know that?
How? Because all of the members of the United States Senate are above a certain height.
But how do you know that? You haven't met them,
How?
have you?
By observation.
How are you observing?
Out with my eyes.
So what? You've met them?
Yeah, are you gonna act like a little child? I just showed you that we can show a negative is not true by the law of non-contradiction. That's how you show that anything is not true, by employing the law of non-contradiction. That all members of the United States Senate are above a certain height, therefore they cannot be midgets.
Okay, where I'm going with this though is I don't want to believe in God because I don't believe it's true. I don't believe I think anything around me exists because God made it.
Oh, I understand that you are motivated, that you don't want there to be a God, because if there is, then you're culpable and you don't want to be culpable.
Well, no,
So
no,
what
that's
you
not what I
do,
want.
I mean, please, while I'm talking, please don't overtalk me. Okay? Now, you don't want there to be a God because then you are guilty and culpable to him. You don't want to be culpable, so you come up with pseudo-intellectual rationales, slogans, atheist cliches as to why it's legitimate for you not to believe in God. But there is no rationally legitimate basis to assert there is no God. The first thing that came out of your mouth was an appeal to ignorance fallacy. So there's two possible worlds, okay? And that the not God world is true because you don't have a reason to believe in the God world.
Well, hold on, back up a little bit. Why is it a binary? Why is
Okay,
it only two words?
Because something is either A or not A. That's called the law of that's called the law of excluded middle.
Well, no, that's a false dichotomy fallacy. It doesn't have to be two things.
Okay, all right. You don't. Okay, listen. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Oh, really?
This guy's a retard.
Yeah. The law. Are you familiar with the law of excluded middle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you accept it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you just contradicted yourself.
Well, conversely, do you believe in the law?
Okay, listen to me. I'm
I mean,
61 years. Okay.
you're not
Over
doing a good
talk
job
me
of
again.
convincing me.
What you're doing is you're being a rude, obnoxious punk. I will give you one more chance. This is typically what little numbskulls like you do when you realize that you're at an intellectual disadvantage. You start to become argumentative. You start to get, rough around the edges. So be rude and obnoxious one more time, and it will reveal that you realize that you can't debate this issue intellectually, and you're going to get server muted. Now, the law of excluded middle is something is either A or not A. There is no middle ground. So all I have to do is fill in a value for A, and whatever A is, the statement formulated in terms of the law of excluded middle will be necessarily true. Either it is true that the God world is real or not. Okay? So that either means we have a true dichotomy, either the God world or not. So it is a true dichotomy. There's no third alternative.
Why? I'm not convinced by that.
Okay, I'll explain to you one more time. Because of the law of excluded middle. All I've simply done is filled in a value for A. Something is either A or not. Either we are in the God world or not.
That still doesn't help me because
Goodbye. We're done. You're a
All right.
moron. Yeah. 20-year-old moron has the intelligence of a 13-year-old. See, this is a little game that they play. This is the game that they play. They know that what they're hearing is true and that it's irrefutable, but they just lie and they just say, "Oh, that's not true." They're like a Nathan Thurm character that Martin Short plays. I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say that. Where'd you get that from? Moron.
And we're back. So would you like me to be a Christian, Darth? Still kind of waiting on that.
How did you get the mute removed?
A little magic. Don't worry about it.
Good, you're getting it back on again.
Like your mutes are only 1 minute long, Darth.
I wasn't aware of that. They need to be longer.
Yeah, me neither, but yeah, looking at the bot, the mute log, when you
that's not within my control.
Yeah, we're having two issues with the bot. One is One is just a crash of the bot. That's back-end stuff that we're working on right now. And the other is specifying a length. That was my mistake. So lock and mute commands require a specific length of time, and right now the max is 1 year, or actually I think it's 8,764 days, 8760.
So I have to
commands,
type in a time.
yeah, I think it's /lock at user space number of days. 8760 is the max. But it's not working right now
It's
because
complicated.
it's overly complicated. We're making tweaks. So
Thank you. That's okay. That's fine.
was Tylenol locked or just muted?
No, I just muted him
Muted.
because he was trolling.
Okay. All right. Let me circle up with this other guy. Ex-wife, is that his name?
Yeah, he was the ex-wife guy was slandering me.
Yeah, we don't stomach that here, so. Okay, I'll come back and listen, but if there's anything immediate, feel free to
I
tag
love
me in.
I
I'll
love
take
these
over.
little punks that if they were on the receiving end of the same kind of slander that they dish out on the internet, they'd have a fit.
Yeah, they'd be in an insane asylum probably because they're so frail.
You know, Darth, something I find interesting. I don't particularly care for your tactics and approach and whatnot. I want to use it myself. I do enjoy listening to them. What I do find
When you say
interesting,
my
and I
when
think,
you say my tactics,
yeah, like your necessarily your approach, right? It's your thing. It's not my thing. I want to do it. It's whatever. Anyway, the point is I think I'm gonna have to like W like Surf Flashlight or something because I've never seen someone so quickly expose people, and it's impressive. Because the Tylenol guy, he just I can't think I can't recall a single conversation that I've had with an atheist that would have outright say what he just said about the not God versus God world. And he's like, well, then just prove that to me.
he realized he had no intellectual avenue to go down, so he just went down the avenue of just being argumentative.
I agree. And it just happened so quickly. Like you didn't have to go through
It's
a
it's
15
called
minute
panic.
conversation.
It's called panic mode.
It's quite impressive.
Rather than admit that the walkthrough what they're saying shows that it's bankrupt, it's just like he denies the obvious. I mean, to sit there and say that there's only two possible worlds, the God world versus the not God world, and to say that that's a false dichotomy, that's laughable.
For real. Yeah. I'd be like, well, what's the third, sir? Can you present us with I don't know. It's very
You know, and when he
impressive.
says, "Well, you can't prove a negative," I mean, that's about as dumb as you get, right? All positive statements are negations of its denial.
I think that
Right?
one like just recirculates. Hopefully after the quick explanation, like the example you gave, they get away from that one real
Well, you
quick.
know what? They want to wear their atheism proudly, like it's a tattoo, on their forearm. But then when we walk through it and unpack it, they quickly become obnoxious and belligerent and argumentative. So God doesn't exist because you have a particular mental state. You'll say, "Oh, you're an atheist?" You say, "Yeah." Do you realize that atheism is the proposition that there is no God? Yeah. You just say, "Okay, so why doesn't God exist?" "Oh, well, I don't have a reason to believe in God." "Oh, so God doesn't exist because you're in a state of ignorance?" I mean, it's dumb. It's beyond dumb.
Yeah.
Or they'll say God doesn't exist because there's no evidence to exist. Oh, okay. So you're saying that the world, the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the tree blowing in the wind are not evidence for God. So does that mean that they cannot and do not stand in causal relations, or that you're just in state of ignorance as to the causal origin? Either way, they answer the question, they're screwed. And no, that's not a false dichotomy. Even some of the professional atheists that I encountered over the last 2 to 3 years who had AMAs, they wanted to get rid of me as fast as they could because, their bait and switch tactics wasn't working.
Yeah, I think that's a good, really good trait, being able to recognize that quickly.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind the assertion that God is or is not is a universal declaration, in that all things either ultimately derive and depend upon God, or all things do not universally derive and depend upon God. Both are universal declarations. In a world where God is, and God has the sufficient characteristics to create such a world and endow us to appropriate certain universals, well, then we could invoke God as the universal declaration. But in a world without God, what would be the means by which you could necessarily assert that anything is universal? Well, the answer is you couldn't. They know it. They know they're bluffing. This is why inevitably, when you get to a certain point in the analysis of atheism, they turn into trolls.
I agree. I'm just impressed with the speed in which it happens.
Well, it comes from a little bit of studying the biblical approach, and secondarily practice. When you've heard these cliches over and over and over again, through study and practice how to respond. I always think it's funny that they actually think that some of these responses are substantive. I'll never forget when I had an encounter with Massimo Paluji, his 2 earned PhDs, and he's an atheist, and he's debated professional philosophers who are theists. And when I asked him why there's no God, he gave me the same answer. Oh, I don't have a reason to believe in God. And I pointed out that it doesn't follow. He was not happy. Even Bertrand Russell, the brilliant, mathematician and philosopher, made elementary mistakes in espousing his atheism when he tried to, use the analogy of a teapot orbiting a planet. All right, I'll be back.
How'd they get Darth in here? Sneaky devils.
Oh, damn, that Daniel guy left. I want to talk to him. Hey, anybody know where they went?
Probably politics and religion.
Makes sense. Is Darth even still in that server? I don't see his Atheist Hotline anymore. Yo, Constantine. Oh, there's vaginal.
Hello.
You missed it. I said no to Darth Dawkins and he muted me for trolling. He's such a retard.
Oh. Sad I missed him. He's a, you know, people are
do you not
really
believe that there
goofy.
are two worlds where one God exists and one another?
Why does it need to be two worlds? You're muted for trolling! What a retard. Dude needs to kill himself already. It's funny because all these fucking Christians come in and listen to him, but they just don't realize that he's not actually Christian properly. Dude got divorced.
Oh my god, he got divorced. A heretic.
He's a heretic. He's a heretic. It's so funny. Oh, I love that guy. He's so fun to mess with. Even if I'm not actually trolling, you could just say one thing and he'll go ballistic. So cute.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a short temper, but he has to be old, right? Is he like
He's autistic. He's like definitely a 60-year-old somebody. He used to be a professor, I believe, somewhere in Canada. This is what we were able to dig up on him a while ago. You ask him one question, he freaks out. You say no
yeah,
to this
just
question,
he
he
has like
freaks out.
trauma from teaching maybe.
It's so funny.
Maybe that's what happened.
And what's even funnier is like fucking simp followers. You'll say something to them, they'll be like, "What did Darth have to say about it?" Like they're all.
Well, the weird thing is, so I like I like joined PNR at like the end of last year. That was like the first time I was like in a debate-ish type of server. And what was really weird is people would cite him. Like I would hear people like arguing and they would cite arguments that Darth Dawkins made. I was like, who the fuck is this dude? And then I Googled him because I was like, surely like so many people are talking about him. He has to be someone. And I saw like a few YouTube videos of him just like debating random people. I was like, oh, he's a Discord debater. People are citing people are fans of a Discord debater? Like that's so silly. That's so silly.
See, the funny thing about Darth's little playbook is if he's not in a VC that he's able to mute in, he has the hardest time arguing. It's so funny. There are plenty of videos on YouTube about it. Like, people get these sanctioned debates between him and Destiny and shit like that. And the moment that he's not able to mute somebody for saying no to his question, he loses his shit, has a temper tantrum, and tries to get the fucking owners to mute for him. It's so fucking cute.
That's what I hear.
Dark has like a human problem.
He's
he can't
such
be
a fucking retard. I love it.
He has a playbook and he has like a flow chart. So like you answer a question this way and he'll go to the next thing. Literally.
Like I'm not even trolling him. He asks me something and I say no, I don't believe in that. He's like, okay, you're trolling, mute it. I'm like, huh?
This is just like a college professor gone wrong, right? Like he had the lesson plan. Someone asked him a question. He didn't know the answer. He was like, "Fuck you! I'm smarter than you. I'm the professor." And it sounds like he has trauma.
He's an asshole. That's his biggest
But
problem. If he wasn't
all
such an
I'm hearing.
asshole, people would not be that mad when he's like a little bit incompetent on certain things.
And
but he's just an asshole.
Want to believe that they are correct, and they wear their atheism like a pride of honor, because if that was not true and God actually was real, they would be accountable.
I don't want shit to be fucking real or not. Just tell me why I should believe in God. Don't have to do all that dumb shit, Darth. Fucking retard. See,
he should stick to natural theology.
Yeah, he's got such an obsession with fucking Christianity that it makes me think he's autistic.
Well, the problem is he wants to go into precept, but it takes him like 40 minutes to go into precept.
Oh yeah. But he's been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah. It was really painful to listen to the argument he was having with that other person. I don't know if you were there. They went back and forth in like a circle for 30 minutes, 35 minutes literally. She kept saying, I don't know. I don't know. How do you justify it? And he was like, well, you do know. Tell me what you... I was like, okay.
Yeah, like, he muted me after 2 minutes because he asked me if I believe in a world where there is God and where there isn't. Like, why does it have to exist on a binary? And then he used a law that he's trying to use in and of itself to prove that it's a binary. I'm like, no, that's not how you do something. Just because something exists doesn't in itself make itself true.
So if I
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean, there needs to be further
psychoanalyze
explanation there, but he is good because he brings in activity. Everybody wants to hear
Well,
Darth
that's
argue.
why these fucking retarded owners decide that they want to keep him in the server and try to like baby him.
But it's
Oh,
good.
it's okay, I'm
look,
sorry,
What
Doctor,
does it
that's my
hurt if
fault.
he's in a chat by himself, like with other people muting them? What does it hurt? You know, you can go to a different chat.
I don't want these 14-year-old sheep to come into other servers and act like him. That's the reason why I don't like
But
it.
it's hilarious.
It's not really when it just like becomes everybody that you interact
Yeah.
with. Like,
I guess it is problematic when you platform people with like negative
Oh,
things,
yeah.
but like I don't know. I don't think he's that harmful. There's enough people that push back on him that he doesn't have like a cult following. His
Oh,
cult
he
following
has a
is Jack
cult.
Angstrike following him around and doxing him. That's his cult following.
He's got a couple of servers that he has an atheist hotline in, and they only tolerate him because he brings people with him. When it's really just the same people, they just move around with him. They're all just like a bunch of fucking sheep. Like,
Well, he has more
He's-
haters that follow him than people who like him. Because he
Yeah.
inevitably is so toxic, everybody who likes him, he pushes them away.
They
Oh,
should
yeah.
bring Chris Flat Earther back in here. I think he'd be pretty cool to bring
I
back.
want to
Dude,
see
I
him
have
and
him on
Batman
Steam.
argue again.
Huh?
Him and Mr. Batman have an argument would be so funny.
Did you guys hear Mr. Batman argue with the pagans?
No.
They were like, he was like something like, they talked about race or something like that of the Jews, and he was like, race is not real. And then they ban him from
So
his
fucking
chat,
cute.
from their chat.
It's so cute.
Yeah, Chris's new name is just Hatred, and he just talks about hating black people now, and how he loves Jews or something.
Who?
It's like Mormon.
Chris Flat Earther. Like
What's his
he went from basically people like fucking with him all the time about him being a flat earther,
Do
and
you
now
remember
he's
the
just
Pope guy?
moved on. What's up?
The Pope guy, the guy who said he was the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church?
No, that sounds insane.
Pope Boniface, right? And then he later became, like in a month or so, he became a solipsist national socialist, is what he calls it. And he just now he'll like talk about how he is still the Pope, and then randomly he'll get bored. He'll start talking about how he wants to kill Jews.
I'm building a crowd of followers right now myself, trying to get them to follow me.
His server always gets banned, and I always like randomly I'm in a server and then I'll just see it disappear, and then he'll come back like a week later on a different account. His name now is like SpaceX 1000 something. He's a pretty funny guy. He used to own traditionalcatholic.org was his domain.
It's people like these that make me want to stay an atheist.
No, it was romancatholic.org. I don't even know how he got that as a domain.
All right, let me tag him again in Gen Chat and ask him to come back.
Moonly.
Who
No, why are you
is this?
bringing Darth
Is
Dawkins
this
now?
Arkill?
No.
Wait, Tylenol, Darth Dawkins not muted?
I know this girl.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm the one getting harassed by Arkill.
Here, I'll add you back.
Wait, who asked me what?
Is Darth Dawkins not muting you?
Oh, he muted me
Dawkins?
twice.
Who's
I got him
Dawkins?
muted immediately because I'm friends with the mods.
Darth Dawkins.
Still eating, Kendall? Still eating?
Yeah.
Still eating what?
A lot.
I don't eat.
Is this a
There's so
fatty?
many problems with Darth
No,
Dawkins.
actually opposite. Opposite.
Oh, this is the one that looks like a transgender.
Oh my god!
Doesn't Arkill have a picture of you as his
Yeah, yeah, I do.
picture?
Shut
How
up.
did that happen?
Shut up.
Did somebody share it to him, or did you send it to him?
He sent it to him, trying to flirt with him.
You tried to flirt with him?
He put our faces together and he made us like our kids.
Brutal.
Isn't Arkill like under?
Harassment, Riz. He
I
says
Isn't
he's
he
18.
underage? Oh, he's
starts
18.
raping me. And
He's
me raping
18. He's
him.
about to graduate. In his town, he's known as the guy who sucked a dildo.
Oh, I know. He showed a dildo.
His
up
On
video
there.
has
Discord too.
40,000
On
views.
Discord too, yeah.
There's a video on YouTube. I don't remember what it's called, but
No, I was there while he
it's of
fucking put
it's
the
of
dildo
some
in his
dude
asshole.
recording him on the street in his neighborhood and saying that's the dude who sucked the dildo.
That's insane.
Kendall, he would never do that. He's more of a what is it, a top or a which one's the one that's like the
A
which one's the
bottom?
dominant one?
Do you want a bottom?
He claims he's the dominant one.
He's a bottom.
I think he looks like a bottom, honestly.
He looks like a rat. Did you just laugh at your boyfriend?
What?
You're supposed to defend him.
You aren't even.
It's not my boyfriend.
Well, you hang out with him all the time.
No, I hang out with other people in that call. I thought he wasn't there and I joined. And then oh my god. No, I only join when he's not there, and then he always ends up like on a different account being.
Hey, Wendy, are you here?
Wendy. Who's Wendy?
Constant.
What Arcul's trying to do is he's trying to go after the weakest link so he can
He's
seem
got
like he's.
harassment, Riz.
Well, he tried to what's it called? He tried to like fuck Joxy. It didn't really work, did it?
What?
Why would that ever work? What?
I don't
What?
know.
Doctor? What?
He sent Joxy his penis.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro's orthodox, dude. I'm base trad orthodox. I send my penis unsolicited to random women.
Random
I
brown
think that
women.
he said he was gonna send it to her and he sent it to her. I don't really remember. I was on call with like Jack and Joxy and who else?
He's got mental issues. He pooped on his floor, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I heard about that yesterday. Ugh.
That is like
Have you seen his
attention-seeking
house?
behavior. His parents don't pay enough attention. I think that's the problem.
Oh yeah, no, they're always gone. And have you seen the fucking upstairs of his house? Like he literally was just punching holes in the wall that one day.
His house is disgusting. I saw.
He
his
claimed it
house.
was
I
his house, right?
literally, I wanna.
That's why you
hire
need
one
to
of
be
those,
his
like-
trad wife and like basically
No.
coddle him like he's your child.
No,
Isn't that a fulfilling life where you can just be a stay-at-home mom to an adult man-child?
and his little shithole.
Every
No.
Spanish woman's dream.
Maybe his mom is really nice. Maybe he has like an amazing mother.
He is awful to his mom. I heard him on like phone call, and she was saying something about doing the dishes, and he starts acting like he's sleeping on call, doing like the snoring thing.
Oh my god, he's like my brother. My brother has autism now, and he's like 12 years old.
Now he has autism.
He just caught it. He caught it from Kendall.
Oh my god.
Next thing you'll know, he'll be a
Sneezed on her.
transvestite.
Or he sneezed. She sneezed on him.
I did not sneeze on my brother and give him autism.
Give him autism.
Autist, then to trans. Pretty common.
Yeah.
Autist and
All
trans?
because
What
he
a
got
combo.
his damn flu shot.
You're what?
All because my brother got his flu shot. He got autism.
I'm
Just kidding.
unvaxxed, purebred. Unvaxxed, pure white, pure Aryan. Simple as that.
Unvaxxed, coughing, dying.
I need to, like, put
Unvaxxed.
I'm not a tranny in my bio now because like I'm getting called a tranny by absolutely everyone.
You should put tranny in your bio or truny.
Shroomy.
Yeah, you should put trans in your bio so people don't add you. There you go. Solution.
Do you want me to fight the internet trolls, Kendall? Was that what you came in here for?
Oh,
Moonman
no,
is
I
your
just saw
biggest
you.
soldier in every way.
you just go. Okay.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
you've been gone. You've been missing.
Why do you just disappear? You have like hiatuses from Discord.
Yeah, 'cause, like if you.
Is this the same account?
No.
He deleted
you-
his other account.
The thing is like you have to want people coming back for more. If you get too boring and you do the same thing, then
Right.
plus you
That's
just need
why I switch
breaks.
up to LARP all the time, right?
I miss fucking
what's
other
up?
Tyler.
Whole room of pussy.
Hold on, I need to add this guy.
Whole room.
I know this guy. I know this guy.
Whole room of pussies.
I didn't realize this guy was this guy until like a few days ago when we were talking about Richard Spencer.
I don't even. What was your original name? I think you just had your real name
That ain't my real
when you
name.
were talking to Auntie. Oh, Francis, yeah.
Francis. That ain't my
Yeah,
real name.
this is
That's just
Francis,
made
okay.
up bullshit.
Are you
What's your grandma
you're the
name?
ambulance driver, right?
I do other stuff.
He
man.
used to
I
sell
don't drive the
houses.
Goddamn thing.
He did.
I also do fucking I also do fucking medicine in the back of the ambulance.
Mainly.
What?
No,
I'm gonna be a
EMT.
park ranger.
Oh, you're still on my job? That's what I wanted to do.
I'll try.
You know, I've always wanted to be a game warden, but if that doesn't go well, I'll be a park ranger.
2 years in a.
What I'm doing is I'm getting a local, like a local parks job, and then I'm just gonna like use that experience to get a job.
You do 2 years of natural resource management.
Yeah.
And go to cleat school, and then you're qualified to do basically everything.
So
that you want
where
to.
I am to be a park ranger, I need a bachelor's. To be a game warden, I need an associate's degree at minimum. So I'm thinking I might as well go right to college for forestry, right, or wildlife preservation, and for my associates, right. And if I need to or I want to continue for my bachelor's, I can do it easily.
I looked into one of the #1 schools that the really nice places recruit out of, and it's in Oklahoma actually. If you're interested, it's Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and it's one of the best. They recruit directly from there because they have like a famous like flight game warden guy from Alaska teaching there, and he recruits directly out of there. He sends your application directly to like game warden services in Alaska that you work 2 years and you get a pension.
Well, I don't want to go there. I want to serve here where I am in Appalachia.
No, it would just be I'm just saying if you wanted to secure a future where you would have no monetary issues, and you
I already
wanted to
don't.
spend like 2 to 5 years doing it, then you could just do that, and then they pay you like a full salary for the rest of your life.
But that's kind of my thing right now is I don't have any monetary issues, and the only reason I would be getting this job is because of self-fulfillment reasons. So.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna do it.
Because I want to feel like I'm doing something, number one, you know, and like that's something I would enjoy. It would not be work to me to do that.
Yeah, parks. What I do right now is Parks and Rec, and that's pretty cool. Like, and that's, I mean, pretty much all I need to do is like 3 years of that, and then I could pretty much get a park ranger job.
My favorite jobs right now that I do, because I'm in construction, is fixing stuff for the county. So fixing like drainage, water retention ponds, anything outside. Anywhere that I can be close to the lake doing something at a marina or something like that is fucking awesome. Where I could be out in the woods.
Are you contracted or are you, or is it like by the?
My dad's a contractor and I work for him.
There you go.
Right.
So most counties contract their shit out now instead of hiring people.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It costs too much.
Mine, surprisingly, mine doesn't. They only contract out like things that are incredibly hard to like supply the amount of people, like fleet maintenance and what's the other one?
Well,
yeah,
there's a lot of private
removal.
parks where I am, and like, so there's a lot of cabins, private stuff like that, RV parks, and I like to do that stuff. That's really fun. Even if it's like drainage, like there's this terrible job. The weather was terrible, it's wet, muddy, but it was really awesome being next to the lake for like a month and something. And we just like moving rocks by hand out through the woods. Like it fucking sucked. Fixing like drainage or like where the water was flowing. Literally you could not get machines back there, so you had to walk with rocks, just carry them through the woods. Like I felt
if
like
you get into national parks, they'll move you anywhere. Like, and they'll literally pay for wherever you go, and you live on site.
Yeah, I would love to work here.
That's base.
In the well, I'd love to work here.
That's
where
what
I am in the Smoky Mountains.
I don't want to work in Florida. Florida's way too hot, honestly. But it would be good to be near my family.
It would be awesome to work in the Smoky Mountains, and that would be fucking cool. Especially if I was a park ranger up there, because they supply cabins. So
they supply, yeah, everywhere you go. If you're in a big enough park, they'll pay for you to be on campus, or not campus, at the work site.
And I would be close to my family too, like all of my family here. So that would be awesome. That's like a dream come true if I could get that. But I got to talk to my family about what I want to do, because what I'm doing right now is very lucrative. So
if you like work, it's fulfilling. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Like real work,
I love
not
doing hard labor.
It's not even like I feel like a lot of probably what the county is the same thing as like national.